opportunity for the public to discuss matters of public interest within the committee scope, including items on or not on the agenda. Do we have any speakers? Anybody online?
There are not.
What? Okay. All right, then if there are none, we'll move to the consent agenda. Any questions?
I move the consent agenda.
All right, second. Can we do a roll call, please?
Yes. Sailors,
I,
Costa,
Aye.
and for the record, Director Gold is absent.
All right. Thank you. Then we'll move on to action items, and we have revisions of board policy. Melissa Maddox, HR Manager. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, directors, Chief Haverty, board clerks, and Art, of course. Tonight, we just have a fairly simple revision to our family medical leave policy. The policy covers two of the major acts, the Family Medical Leave Act, which is the federal law, and then the California Family Rights Act, which is obviously the state law. The change in this policy only applies to CFRA. This is what we call it for short. The main change is now under the policy, the designated family members had to be true family members or a domestic partner. Now you can have a designated person that you could designate once a year when you ask for the leave initially. And you could change that person from year to year if you choose. And it can basically be anybody that is either a blood relative or somebody that you consider a family member. It really could be anybody, a roommate, a boyfriend, girlfriend, mentor, confidant, it doesn't matter. It's just whoever you designate as your person. And that means that you can use CFRA protected leave to care for that person if they have some kind of illness or injury. Right now it doesn't apply to the federal law, but they're both very, very similar in the allotments and the 12 weeks and all the other pieces of that law. But this particular one is only applicable to CFRA. So again, this policy does come to policy committee quite often, and it is a board policy, but that's just because the law changes all the time, and we try to stay on top of it and try to make sure we're doing the revisions. Even if we can't get it in front of the board right away, we make sure we're at least implementing those changes in the law to make sure that we're following all that. So it just depends when we can get it to the board. So you'll probably see this again here probably in the near future, because we do have some other policies that we're working on that will change some of the things in this policy as well, as far as running concurrently with protected sick leave, some different things that we're working on. So good news is you have something to look forward to next policy committee, because we will have more policies, I believe. So but like I said, we just wanted to get this change in front of you now, since we're already implementing it, and get that approved, and we'll just keep bringing it back as it changes. So 522 has reviewed this, and they signed off on the changes as usual. And like I said, it is a board policy, so this would need your approval to move forward to full board for approval. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you have on it.
Any questions? I got a quick question. If we approve it tonight, does it go to the next board meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And currently, as you indicated, you can identify one person per 12-month period.
Yeah, well, from the within 12 months of the time that you designate.
Oh, within 12 months from that. Okay.
Right, like kind of like rolling 12
Rolling
months.
12. Okay.
And you could keep the same person if you wanted to. You just have to let us know. They would have to let us know if they want to change the person that's designated. So yeah.
Very good. Thank you. No other questions? All right. Well, I will move the recommendation.
and I seconded.
All right. Can we do a roll call, please?
Great. Director Sailors,
I,
Director Costa,
Aye.
great.
Thank
All
you.
Thank you very much.
All right. That brings us to the end of the agenda. Our next meeting is to be determined. All right. So we'll go ahead and adjourn. 5 minutes. 6 minutes.
Yeah.